These are the 5 used trucks that you need to buy if you want unbeatable value, legendary reliability, and serious capability for cheap. Whether you're towing, hauling, or just flexing in the Home Depot parking lot, these rigs have your back, starting with the Nissan Frontier. Now, the Frontier has often been overlooked, which is great news for your wallet because it's one of the most underrated bargains on the used truck market in 2025. The 05 to 19 second-gen Frontier is our sweet spot. A solid 05 to 08 model with the 4-liter V6 is an insane value considering this engine pumps out 261 horses and can tow up to 6,500 pounds. If you find a Pro 4X trim, you get legit off-road gear like Bilstein shocks, skid plates, and locking rear diffs. Now, this truck, it's not flawless. The infamous strawberry milkshake of death caused by a cracked radiator leaking into the transmission can kill an automatic, but the radiator's been replaced or bypassed, you're golden. Listen for timing chain whine too, a common issue on early 4-liter V6s. Still, with basic maintenance, Frontiers easily hit 200,000 miles. Inside, it's Spartan, but functional. Crew cabs offer decent rear space, and some trims even throw in Rockford Fosgate audio or leather seats. The ride quality is rougher than a Tacoma, but not deal-breaking. Best part though, nobody's fighting you for one while Tacomas are going for house down payment money. You can snag a Frontier with the same Japanese reliability for nearly half the price. It's like buying the same steak dinner, but skipping the fancy restaurant markup. It's a dependable, capable, and budget-friendly midsize truck that nobody else is looking at. The Nissan Frontier is the hidden gem. It's the truck that you didn't know you needed until now. And of course, I've linked to all these ideal deals via Auto Tempest in the pinned first comment down below. And real quick, there's nothing like a little Huracan Performante V10 in the morning. Okay, if you've ever imagined yourself turning heads in a jaw-dropping supercar, you are in the right place. Sign up. Sign up for the Ideal Collective. Right now, it is completely free, and I've linked to it in the pinned first comment down below. And just by signing up, you'll be the first to know about the first Ideal car giveaway ever. Spots are limited, so sign up today. Again, it's in the pinned first comment, and now, back to the show. Now, if you're hunting for a tough little truck that's been around the block and can still go a few more laps, the Ford Ranger should be on your short list. It's one of the most accessible, reliable, and mod-friendly compact pickups you can buy. We're talking about the 1998 to 2011 generation, which Ford produced practically forever. That means parts are cheap, repairs are easy, and there are a million of these things floating around. That's not just good for availability, it's great for your wallet. You can afford to be picky and find one in solid shape. Under the hood, you're gonna find 3 main engine options: the 2.3-liter 4-cylinder, the old school 3-liter V6, and the 4-liter single overhead CAN V6. Skip the 3-liter, it's durable but underwhelming. The 2.3 is a great option if you want fuel efficiency. 4-liter V6 is the one that you want if towing or torque is in your plans. It makes 207 horses, tows over 5,000 pounds, and gives the Ranger some real hustle. Just watch out for timing chain rattle on the 4-liters, especially on the early 2000 models, but it's not a deal breaker if caught early. Rust is another issue, particularly on older trucks from the salty regions. But frames generally hold up better than those on early Tacomas. Check the cab corners and underbody just to be safe. Where the Ranger really shines is in its aftermarket potential. Whether you want to lift it for trail duty or keep it bone stocked for work, it's easy to build out. There's even an FX4 trim that came with the Torsen diff, better suspension, and off-road chops right out of the box. For under 10 grand, you can find a clean 01 to 07 Ranger Super Cab 4x4 and a 4-liter V6 with around 130,000 miles, and that is definitely an ideal deal. But you prefer something a little bit newer? Well, then the late-run 2-wheel drive Rangers from 08 to 11 often fall under the same price range, especially ex-fleet models with fewer frills, but still solid maintenance. The Ranger isn't flashy, it's not huge, but it's dependable, easy to fix, fun to modify, and impossible to kill. It's a compact truck with a full-size heart, and that's why it deserves a spot in your driveway. Now, if you need a full-size truck that won't break the bank and it's tougher than a $2 steak, Chevy Silverado 1500 is your guy. These trucks, they are everywhere. Parts are super cheap, and if you get the right engine, they're gonna run longer than most marriages. We're mainly talking about first and second gen Silverados here, built between 1999 and 2007. These models have classic styling, tons of availability, and best of all, strong drivetrains. The one you want, the legendary 5.3-liter Vortec V8. This thing, it's a tank with around 285 horsepower and a track record of crossing 200,000 miles plus. It's the gold standard for cheap V8 power. It also tow up to 10,000 pounds if properly equipped. Avoid the 4.3-liter V6 unless you're okay with slow. And while the 4.8-liter V8 is okay, it's the 5.3-liter that gives you the most bang for your buck. Look for trucks with regular oil changes and preferably a rebuilt or well-maintained 4L60E automatic, which can wear out past 150,000 miles, especially the truck was used for towing a lot. Now, let's talk rust, right? These trucks love to rot out around the rockers and cab corners, especially in northern states. The frames generally hold up, but always crawl under and take a peek. Also check the gauge cluster. 03 to 06 models are known for stepper motor failures that make speedos and fuel gauges go wonky. Not a deal breaker, just annoying. The Z71 4x4 package is a nice bonus if you can find one. Better shocks, skid plates, and locking differentials. And comfort-wise, these trucks are no slouch. Extended and crew cab models are roomy, comfy, and some even came with leather and Bose sound systems. Plus, with a mild lift and some off-road tires, these rigs really clean up nice. The Silverado 1500 is about as tried and true as it gets. If you want a full-size truck that can do it all and doesn't need a babysitter, the Chevy is ready to clock in. The Toyota Tacoma is an absolute icon, and for very good reason. I mean, if trucks had a Hall of Fame, the Tacoma would be in it, wearing a gold jacket and still starting every morning without complaint. It's hands down one of the most reliable mid-size trucks ever built. Your best bet for budget finds is the first generation Tacoma, built from 95 to 2004. These trucks were so over-engineered, they practically run on loyalty alone. The engine options are all solid. There's the fuel-sipping 2.4-liter and 2.7-liter four-cylinders, and the beloved 3.4-liter V6, which is bulletproof when paired with proper timing maintenance every 90,000 miles. The four-cylinder is a champ for daily use and light duty, but the V6 is what you want if you're planning to tow or hit the trails. Tacomas are known to run past 300,000 miles, but they do have one Achilles heel: frame rust. Toyota issued recalls and even bought back some, but plenty of the rusty ones slipped through. So check the frame thoroughly, crawl under there and poke around, and hopefully you don't poke your hand through the frame. Bonus points if the frame's been replaced or treated. Also check for leaky valve cover gaskets and recall completed ball joints. Manual transmissions are common and incredibly durable. 4-speed autos really aren't that bad either, but a 5-speed V6 4x4 manual, chef's kiss. You'll want to hunt hard though, because these trucks hold value like crazy. That's a double-edged sword, because it means they're expensive, but also that they're basically parking money in your driveway if you buy one. TRD off-road models are worth seeking out for their locking rear diff and upgraded suspension, but even base models are capable, comfy enough, and wildly dependable. Inside, it's basic but functional. These trucks were built to work, not impress your Tinder date. The Toyota Tacoma isn't cheap for a reason. It's the truck that refuses to die. And if you want long-term reliability in a compact package, tacos are always on the menu. When it comes to used trucks, nothing screams America louder than the Ford F-150. This thing has been the best-selling vehicle in the US for over 40 years. For very good reason. It's versatile, it's tough, it's easy to fix, it looks great, and there are a million of them on the road. Which means, well, you got options, lots of options. The sweet spot is the 10th and 11th generation, spanning from 97 all the way to 2008. That gives you the classic rounded 97 to 03 models or the more squared off modern 2004 to 2008 trucks. Either way, the key is picking the right engine. Here's the play. Avoid the 5.4-liter 3-valve Triton in the 04 to 08 models unless it's been meticulously maintained. Yeah, they're powerful but plagued by cam phaser issues and those dreaded 2-piece spark plugs that just love to break off. The smarter move, grab the 4.6-liter V8. Less power, sure, but way more reliable. If you go older, 97 to 03, the 2-valve version of both the 4.6 and 5.4 are actually pretty solid bets. Just keep an eye out for the exhaust manifold leaks and blown out spark plug threads on early 5.4s. The transmissions are kind of hit or miss though. The 4-speed autos are okay if serviced, but definitely test drive it. Slipping or harsh shifts are just a red flag. Also, make sure 4-wheel drive engages properly if you're looking at a 4x4 model. Don't forget to inspect under the truck. Rust, yeah, it can be an issue, especially on older models in the snowbelt states. Inside, the F-150 holds up better than you think. XLT and Lariat trims come with solid creature comforts, and Super Cab and Super Crew variants offer real backseat fun. It's not luxurious, but it's practical and comfy enough for daily use without feeling like you're in a construction site all the time. We'd look for an 04 to 06 XLT Super Cab 4x4 with around 150,000 miles if you want something cheap. Great. Now, if you dip into the early 2000s, you can snag an 01 to 03 Lariat Super Crew with leather and the 5.4-liter V8. These are workhorses built for hauling, towing, or just surviving a decade of abuse and still starting every morning like nothing happened. The F-150, it's not flashy. It does have cult status like the Tacoma, but it does everything well and it's ready for work, play, and just to keep running long after others have called it quits. So there you have it, 5 bulletproof used trucks that can haul, tow, and grind out the miles without grinding down your bank account. If you enjoyed the vid, like, subscribe, turn on that notification bell, and let us know in the comments below if you've owned one of these trucks and what was your experience like. Was it ideal or not ideal? Also, check out these Ideal vids over here. I'm Brad. This is Ideal. Catch you next week, and promise you one thing. Keep living the ideal lifestyle.